Hey lovelies, it's Bronte, how are you? So this video is just responding to some questions that I had on an Instagram post. For those of you who haven't been watching or following my Facebook posts or Instagram posts, a lot of it's been about anger expression rather than anger aggression or repression. So this is such an important skill for our kids to learn, so to support their mental health moving forward. So if you have a child who is experiencing 2-hour meltdowns or even just meltdowns in general, I want you to know that it's really normal. So especially when they're going to school or childcare, they are generally, or they could be in a state of protection when they are at school. And then when they finally see you, you are their safest person. They, they move it back into that place of connection and a sense of safety with you and attachment with you. So they can let down their guard, they can move out of that sense of protection and find that connection with you. So it is really normal for the wheels to fall off after school. For those of you who are experiencing 2-hour meltdowns, I just want to say, you are doing such an incredible job. I love you. I see you just holding that space. And if you're getting tired and exhausted, then that's completely normal as well. And how can you resource yourself so you can feel supported in that process of holding space for your child? So, let's talk about that. It's called resourcing. So how can you resource yourself? So for you to be emotionally available for your child while they have their meltdown, whether it goes for 2 minutes or 2 hours, what can you do during the day, or how can you rearrange your life so you are resourced enough? You are having that space for you to process your own thoughts and feelings, and you're filling up your own cup. So you're ready, you're prepared for when your child comes home from school. So that time is connection time, that is play time. It's that space where you can provide that emotional support for your child, because they are going to bring all of their thoughts and feelings home from school. When your child is biting, so if your child is biting themselves during a meltdown, you can say, I'm not going to let you do that, but what you can do is this. And so that could be biting into, they have some really great sensory toys that you can bite in, like chewy toys that you can bite in, so you might like to buy that for your child. Otherwise, and there is that, they're getting feedback in their mouth. So if that's something that they enjoy, then it's really great to get a sensory toy like that. But if that is, if that's not available to you, then what's another way that they can receive that proprioceptive input, or that sensory experience that they're getting from biting? They're getting some kind of feedback from the biting. So how else can we provide that feedback for them? I would recommend those chewies. My key point there is basically that when your child is biting, it's okay. We don't, it's not our job to just let them bite themselves. It's our job to actually stop them, and we can remove their hands from their arm, for example, and say, look, I'm not going to let you do that. I'm here for you. I can see you're really angry and really tired and upset and exhausted. I'm here for you and I love you, and I'm not going to let you bite your arm. I find even just them pulling away from you can, and this is nuanced, we're not trying to overpower in any way, but what we want to do is provide that feedback for them to actually express and release that energy. So if they're pulling away, can you provide that physical boundary for them to pull up against or push up against, so they can expel that energy from their body, knowing that all emotions come from the same energy. So anger can be expressed through play, laughter. It doesn't have to be an aggressive way. It's just energy. It's just energy that is coming up to the surface to be released. Any way that you can bring some kind of play into this will be really helpful, because children's love language is play. which I heard Lael Stone say recently, which I just love. Power reversal games can be really good as well. You'll hear me talk more about this, especially in our course, KI for Parents and Children, which is coming up in September, and I highly recommend you to join. So power reversal games are when you're flipping the control, so your child is in control and they get to choose and they are deciding and they're setting the rules. Even if you just put the timer on for 10 minutes and then you play the games that they want to play, that will relieve that sense of powerlessness that your child might be experiencing, so they can come back into balance. And if you're like terrified watching your child go through these big meltdowns after school, it's our job as the parents to find a way to process our own thoughts and feelings. And if you don't know how to do that, there is like no shame here, because we were never taught as children or as students at school how to do this. So this is all very new information. And if you don't know how to process your own thoughts and feelings or terror about watching your child go through a meltdown, then I really invite you to come and join me in my course starting next month, called KI for Parents and Children, and that's where you will learn how to do you'll learn the tools to process your own thoughts and feelings, so then you can hold the space for your child's thoughts and feelings to come to the surface, and then they can release it safely rather than repressing it. Repression, has really severe repercussions. For me, it was depression for a really long time, so we really don't want that repression to happen. What we want to do is we want to create the space for our children and equip ourselves with the skills so we know how to show them to express their emotions rather than repress them or move into aggression. And again, if you're really struggling with your child being dysregulated, if their nervous system is dysregulated, I really invite you to come and join KI for Parents and Children, because I just recorded the video today for it. You have a whole heap of fun, playful ways that you can, hey Miko, that you can play. You can use these tools and techniques with your child, so they can come back to a place of rest and digest that nervous system state, so they feel calm, more regulated. You'll learn all about your nervous system. So all of that's in the course. So if you're really struggling with your child being dysregulated, then come and learn with us in the course KI for Parents and Children. I also have the free webinar next Monday, so come to that, and I'll put the links in the comments. Otherwise, just go to brontespicer.com and you'll find both the free webinars in the events section and the KI for Parents and Children course is in the Work With Me section of my website, brontespicer.com. I hope that was helpful, and I will see you soon.